When I was working for FC, I was on the gameplay team, and 2019, and I talked with my manager, one of the higher ups, and I told him, "Hey Steve, like there's a problem. I don't want to be in the gameplay team anymore. I feel like they are ignoring me. Um, I just don't want to be there. I don't feel happy anymore." And the solution he gave me was to move to another team. So he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna try my best to do that." To be honest, now that I think about, I was expecting him to help me to try to do something in the gameplay team, right? But it's tough, man. Nobody wants to do that in the company because they know they're gonna get in trouble. So after 2 weeks, he called me and he's like, "Hey Renzo, there's a new opportunity for you to join this new team, and it's called Online Gameplay Performance Team." When I was in the gameplay team, my passion, like I was super passionate, and then it went down, and then when he told me that, my passion came back a little bit. So I was like, "Oh, you know what? This is amazing because this is a good opportunity for me, because I was playing Ultimate Team and I was feeling that delay, and I wanted to know more. I wanted to investigate more. I was the right person because nobody else was able to see the delay." Exactly. Nobody else. They thought it was as designed, and the advantage that I had is because I was on the gameplay team, so I knew, the speed of the game, and I understood the mechanics. So I was able to identify when there was delay, inconsistent gameplay. It was easier for me to see it, but not for other people. And then my manager told me, "Renzo, if you go somewhere else, it's gonna be the same thing." And I was like, "You know what? Whatever, doesn't matter. I just wanna see new faces, because I don't wanna see the gameplay team anymore." So yeah, so I started in this new team. I saw a lot of problems in that area because my job was to look for trying to improve the quality and see, their processes and their workflows, and trying to improve them and give ideas. So that's what I was doing. I saw a lot of problems and I started doing things. I saw a lot of problems, guys, a lot, seriously. But I was the only one. I was the only QA, and the seniors QA, they don't know anything about this, right? They don't know the magnitude of the problem. I was doing a lot of testing, and then I saw a lot of issues. What I was doing, guys, is to play games. So I made sure that nobody else at home was using the connection, because I realized that when my wife was on Netflix, it was impacting my gameplay. So I had to wait until everyone was asleep. And then I would start, playing games, super competitive, a lot of passion, and it was painful to feel the frustration. Like, seriously, I was mad. I was getting mad with my family, with my kids, and it was not fair, man. They didn't deserve that. Me neither. I was trying to improve the quality of the game, but it was super hard to get support. Nobody understands. Nobody is fan of the sport. They don't care. Even if you try to make them care, they don't. They will pretend. I was like playing games, feeling that delay, like the player's super heavy when you wanna turn. I don't even wanna remember the feeling, okay? It's that bad, because it is bad for your health, man, for your mental health. But anyway, so I was playing, I was recording videos, and then I was basically exposing them. I saw a lot of problems, man, seriously. I cannot talk too much about it, but they were ignoring me basically. I found very good cases, but it was tough because this problem, it is hard to, like, visually to see it. Even if you tell him, oh, look at this, like here in this situation, look how he's, like super heavy. It is hard when you record the video to show that. So I had to use other tools, data, and all different reports. I created like a lot of things, to back up my analysis, right? And the guy was ignoring me. We used to play football together with the guy in charge of this huge problem. And then I told him, hey, I sent you a message. And he just, like he was like always smiling and pretending. But I couldn't say anything to him. What I was gonna say, hey, you are an idiot, like he was so hypocrite. And so yeah, that's when I learned, when I was on that team, I learned to be more technical and understand, what were the metrics that were impacting the performance of the game when you play online. And it was very interesting. I think that's the only reason they didn't fire me, because they knew that I knew about the game, and I was the only one. Seriously, I was the only one in QA, like super passionate, trying to do my best, to advocate for the community. I felt your pain, and it was painful. So anyways, after that, I didn't leave actually. They told me to join another project, which was FC27 project. Okay, so I'll make a video for that. That was also another story to tell, man. And then I left, but then I was still on another group that were involved in the quality of the game. Okay, so I was talking to them, but my managers on FC27, actually the new manager I had, she didn't want me to be on that group, which for me was so important to be, because I wanted to continue to help, to improve the quality of the game. I was still trying, but they didn't let me. It was crazy, man. They don't understand. They don't understand what are the biggest problems. They don't. They just know how to do checklists and release the game. That's all. And it's getting worse. So anyway, so when I was on FC27, I was training this group of people that they were supposed to advocate for quality. And I was training them, and then I think they didn't care. They thought I was crazy or something. Like they knew it was a very sensitive subject in the company. You know what I mean? So you had to be very careful when you were talking about it. So yeah, so I trained them, and they didn't follow my instructions anymore. They were basically not following the process that I told them. So I couldn't do anything. I was not their boss. So, and then I went to this FC27 project, and this is when I got fired. But yeah, I made this video because some people, they were asking me to do that. I have a lot of stories to tell. So if you guys want to support the channel, it would be great. You know what to do, and see you on the next one. Take care, guys.